It's Thursday, April 27th, and this is an end of the day SPY recap. And today we end up with a big green 2-up bar that closed near the highs of the day and moved all the way back into positive territory. When it comes to the monthly chart, we've been watching all month. For a moment yesterday, or for the last 2 days, it turned red and it looked like we were getting a failure to reach our target. And all of a sudden in one day today, that might all be reversed. Now, obviously, we have one more day in the month, and this is the green line target on the 2-up month, so I don't know if we're going to get there. But even if we do follow through a little bit and don't reach it, then maybe in the end, this is just a green reversal bar that kind of had a big pause here in April for a while, back and forth, and now we're ready to expand to the upside again. At least if we close green, we'll kind of anticipate that happening, whereas yesterday we were maybe anticipating a red bar. That's how quickly things can change. In terms of the weekly chart, which is really the key chart I'm always looking at, we did have the weekly reversal up here. We had the 2 down, and as I've discussed before, the 2 targets were down here, so we reached those targets. That's all the weekly chart had to do. At that point, you always wonder, are you going to get you figure you get a pause there. Do you then get continuation, or is that kind of a reversal area? Yesterday, after the 2 big red days, we talked about how you're a little short-term exhaustion risk, so there was no real actionable signal to the downside, even though things were unfolding that way. And if anything, things got out of the gate right back to the upside, and the actionable signal was more, a 2-up buy here. The question is, do you want to really get excited about that when the weekly chart is potentially, reversing, and the monthly chart at that moment was still a little red, but nevertheless, the first out of the gates, price action told you the only thing you could even think of today when the pre-market range was between the blue lines was that first bar pause, second bar went up. There's your buy right there. Then we're kind of pausing. You're kind of wondering at this point, is it going to, maybe reverse and get, just took out some highs here, maybe start all the way down and take out those intraday lows. You would have needed to see price action do that. That could have continued, we talked about how you're getting lower lows here, maybe higher highs, and then maybe we get back with this new trend that's unfolding. But instead, you just had a very orderly pause to the midway point of the first move, then this up bar, so you had to stay long again, and then all of a sudden, as you're heading up, and you can just sense that this is a big up day developing, the monthly chart, if we look at the daily chart here, this is right here is where the open of the month turns back to green, so we got that right in here. That's, I'm trying to mark it. Well, it's right here on the 15-minute chart, somewhere right in this. The monthly chart turns green, and then we head up for the rest of the day. So anyway, in terms of just a day trade, it was just all up right from the start, orderly pause, and then a continuation. And you had a sense that maybe something was unfolding here, in terms of just taking out the stops at this key area, and then boom, with this big red bar, you expect a little follow through lower, but instead you immediately get the kicker pattern to the upside, so to speak, where you get big red here, and then immediately you're starting up. And, at this point, then you kind of watch it for the rest of the day, and you close strong. So now we end up with 1 day to go in the week. It looks like we're getting a big hammer kind of then followed by a shooter bar followed by a hammer bar. And as long as we kind of hold up here tomorrow, we're looking for follow through higher. We're now back to the, if this closes green on the month, we'll kind of anticipate kind of heading higher, at least to that first target. And maybe this is just a big pause in here. That's all it was. And we're going to really shoot up to some of those higher targets on the monthly chart. It sounds crazy, but if nothing else, it does seem like, just if you look at the fair value gap, we kind of created one on the downside here. Right in this area on the way down, and then boom, we came back and filled it right up. You see that a lot, especially on the shorter time frames, where you just come down, inefficient pricing, then you fill it out on the upside, and now you're ready to resume the uptrend. So everything kind of shifted back today to the upside. It was a good day for trading to the long side, and now we kind of watch the way the week ends, and we're kind of back to anticipating this being a hammer bar that follows through into some of those bigger picture targets to the upside. And that's how quickly things can change, and that's why day trading is kind of the way to go, because day to day you don't really know what's going to unfold, and especially once you reach a target. If you were trying to hold short positions here, it's not like you knew you were going to get the reversal, but you knew you were kind of at short-term exhaustion risk, and this type of day is possible. So if you were short, you were short for somewhere up here, hopefully, and it's almost like a break-even situation. You don't want to be selling into the weakness, anticipating that once you've already hit like a big target here. So that's kind of just another way to look at it. But anyway, big update today. We'll see if it follows through tomorrow. Certainly expecting that, and quite frankly, expecting a lot of upside now until proven otherwise.